It is 2022 and the GNBS has a lot in store for you this year. For many reasons, the GNBS has had an exciting and successful 2021. But this year, we'll be coming even bigger and better, working to meet the needs of our stakeholders. In this, our first program for 2022, we will tell you all about our plans to expand our services to the various regions, improve what we do to protect consumers, and help businesses develop their products and services. I am Lloyd David, Head of Corporate Communications, and in these 30 minutes, you will also be hearing from some of my colleagues. Thank you for joining us. Some of you may recall that the GNBS opened 3 new offices in 2021 in Corriverton, Bartica, and Madja, as we work to decentralize our services to meet the needs of all stakeholders across the country. This year we will open sub-offices in Mabaruma Region 1, Fort Wellington Region 5, and Linden Region 10. Currently we have weights and measure offices in these locations. However, with permanent sub-offices, the GNBS can offer more of its services in those regions, including the monitoring of products falling under our purview, which are offered for sale to consumers. Head of Product Compliance, Al Fraser, agrees.
Indeed, the offices will help to decentralize the services of the Ghana National Bureau of Standards in the regions, thereby creating a more presence of the GNBS in the regions, making services available and accessible to all consumers. Once the offices are open in these regions, persons can have readily access where they can carry their weights and so to be verified. Any issues they're having in relation to the products that we monitor, they will be able to have access to the officer who can thereby talk with them, engage them, and try to solve their concerns and so forth. Of course, the presence of the GNBS would also help to strengthen the product compliance service, because we know product compliance, we do a lot of monitoring, right? We're monitoring used tires, just to name a few. We're monitoring used tires, we monitor garments and so. So the officers will be out in the fields, in the regions, and they can be able to really check and ensure that the quality of these products offered for sale to consumers is meeting some requirements, meeting the requirements of the national standards. This can help to better the stakeholder confidence in the quality of service that is offered to them, right? Because it ensures that they would get value for their money in the products that they are buying. Generally, the offices will bring the services to the importers, the dealers, and these manufacturers, who can now go to the branch office to be registered, apply for the permits for the tires, and so much more. All in all, GNBS will be more responsive to the needs of the communities, because once we're in Region 1, Region 2, Region 3, we find that we could have access, and persons could have access to the resources, access to the information about the GNBS, so they could fully understand what is the role and function of the GNBS. So indeed, these offices in the region is a step in the right direction, because it aids to bring the service to the consumer, rather than having the consumer come from all the regions to come to the main office to conduct their business. So we're looking to expand and carry the service to the people so that they can be able to have readily access to the information, and it can be able to we can have a better working relationship where they can engage us and we can engage them. So all in all, we're looking forward to the support, and we will go as far to all of the regions to ensure we carry the service to the consumers.
How do you ensure that the products and items you purchase are quality? We do it so that you don't have to worry. The Product Compliance Services Department of the GNBS ensures consumer and retailer protection through inspection and monitoring of products. To date, we inspect 17 categories of products, ranging from footwear, mobile phones and gold articles, to electrical fixtures and fittings, all just to ensure that a substandard product never reaches the consumer. To find out more, contact our Product Compliance Services Department. GNBS, creating a culture of quality through standards.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fraser. Now, one of our new and more exciting programs this year is the Made in Guyana Certification Program, which is being managed by the Certification Services Department of the GNBS. The new certification program caters for all local products. These products, once approved for meeting the guidelines, will be affixed with a mark specifying that they are authentic Guyanese products. The mark will also indicate that products meet basic quality requirements. I had a sit down with Head of Certification Services Department, Ms. Andrea Mendonza. Yes, Andrea, the whole idea of Made in Guyana, mark is in the air, left, right, and center. Why implement such a mark, and who is it targeting?
Well, the Made in Guyana certification mark, the whole concept that surrounds it, is to give local recognition to our local manufacturers. Many countries, they produce stuff that are manufactured in the country, and they want to proudly showcase to others that this product was actually manufactured in my country. So the same with Guyana. So the GNBS has launched a new program where it seeks to give such recognition to our local manufacturers. And the mark, the Made in Guyana mark, it's like a branding. So companies or manufacturers rather, who after meeting our criteria to attain and use the mark, the branding mark on their product, they can actually showcase, and when persons see that mark, they will know, well, this product was made in Guyana.
Yes. You spoke about criteria. What are those criteria we're speaking about?
The criteria is the requirements. In order to be able to attain the mark to use on your product, manufacturers are asked to meet a set of criteria or requirements. One should not shy away or be scared of this criteria. It's not meant to deter any manufacturer from actually applying to use the mark. It is a simple criteria that was developed by the GNBS. We did receive input from sectors before the criteria was set. So we took into consideration the different manufacturing sectors that we have in Guyana in order to come up with that criteria. So once manufacturers, and we assess them and we see that their products has attained that criteria, certification would be recommended for that manufacturer to use the mark on their product labels.
Yes, I know some manufacturers, they might have concern in terms of, getting on the program, in terms of how do they get on the program, how do they apply, what they have to do. Can you shed some light and give them some guidance in this regard? Okay,
well, the application form for the Made in Guyana is available on the GNBS website. So persons can access the application form there, fill up the different required areas on the form, and submit it to the GNBS. Once it's submitted, myself and my officers in our department, we would review the application to ensure that it's filled properly, after which we would make contact with the applicant. If there are areas on the application form that is not clear, we would make contact with that applicant and try to get all the required information that we need, and then we would start processing that application afterwards.
Yes, my final question, which is a big question, a question to many persons, is what about the cost? Is it expensive? It's affordable? How is this done?
It is very affordable. We actually developed costing for 3 different categories of manufacturers. We have small, medium, and large. And so the costing was developed to suit the specific size of sector. So not to say that the large large manufacturers, their costs would be exuberant. That is not so. The cost is actually very affordable. And we're GNBS, we're still a government agency. Our cost is just based on cost recovery of actually doing the work. It's not a profit-making organization. So not to be afraid of costs, you can afford it.
So it's available. So Andrea, I want to thank you very much for taking this time to sit down with us and talk about the Made in Guyana mark. In addition to the Made in Guyana certification program, the certification department is responsible for certifying products and laboratories to the requirements of the respective national standards. We will be right back after this. Welcome back. This year, the GNBS is also increasing its capacity to serve the oil and gas sector. From January 15, our Industrial Metrology and Testing Department began the testing of crude as the oil and gas sector rapidly expands. To tell you more, here is Mr. Vishnu Ramlagan, one of our senior laboratory technicians.
We here at the Guyana National Bureau of Standards has begun testing of crude oil, and more specifically within the Industrial Metrology and Testing Department. This is an actual sample that we received offshore from the FPSO, and we have logged it in to our system, and this is an actual sample that we have. So we have begun testing of density and viscosity. We got results and it's very consistent, and I like what I'm seeing. We're actually building capacity to do salt in crude, water content, and sediment and water. We're currently in the process of receiving equipment and reagent, and we're putting it together so we can move forward. Hopefully, within the first quarter of this year, we will receive all equipment and materials to conduct analysis for all parameters of the crude oil coming from offshore to our laboratory.
The second floating production, storage and offloading vessel is also in Guyana. The GNBS is responsible for the monitoring of the custody transfer process of crude from the FPSO to oil tankers offshore. This means more work for the GNBS. In response, the Oil and Gas Department has increased its staff complement and ensure that the new members of the team are trained to work on the second vessel. Let's hear from the head of Oil and Gas Department, Mr. Jorman Softly, on his plans for 2022.
Thank you, Lloyd. Indeed, the Oil and Gas Department is a new addition to the GNBS, the services we are offering. And based on our mandate, we're basically monitoring the crude lifts offshore. For 2021, we have successfully monitored 43 lifts for the year, and one other major activity that we've done is to ensure that our inspectors were competent to do such. We have 10 inspectors now employed at the GNBS, and they were all trained in measurement training with the University of Austin, Texas. And we are ready and we're prepared going forward for 2022. Basically, we are ready to monitor the lifts both on Lisa Destiny and Unity. So the department is competent and we are ready to carry out our functions here at the GNBS.
Thank you very much, Jermaine. Let's take a short break.
Martin is also I building taking a lot of materials by. You know, buy some more blocks.
But you know what kind of block you got buy? Like follow you to be on the safe side.
Alright, let me go on. Wow, this man get a lot of blocks here, boy. Hey, champ, I gotta get 500 blocks.
No problem, boss, man. We make the field 2 days. 2 days? These blocks can be cured in 2 days. Look how it weak and crumbling. We have to buy blocks that are properly tested and certified by the GNBS. Look, let me go to another blocks, man.
Hey, champ, please go and get your blocks tested and certified by the GNBS.
You know what? Tomorrow, first thing I got down there and do that.
Do not get left behind with blocks that crumble. Testing ensures quality. Submit your concrete hollow blocks to the GNBS for testing today. GNBS, creating a culture of quality through standards.
Now this service I'm about to share with you has seen many inquiries over the past months from companies and individuals. Given our success last year, persons have been curious about training opportunities coming out of the GNBS in 2022. We all know that as the country develops, so does its human resources. And to stay on track, our Business Development Department is here to provide management systems and technical training to meet the needs of those individuals in industry. To find out more, I also had to sit down with Head Business Development Department, Omish Balmakoon. Let's watch. Hi Omish, welcome to the GNBS Center.
Thank you so much, Lloyd. It's always a pleasure to join you for the show.
Yes, and your pleasure is always welcome. I've looked at the figure for the Business Development Department which you spearhead, and they are looking very exceptionally well. Tell us about that.
Well, Lloyd, 2021 has been an exceptional year, especially for business development. During the course of the year, almost 700 persons were trained on different standards, those are management system standards as well as technical standards, and these persons would have actually ranged from different sectors. We had persons coming from laboratories, persons coming from food preparation facilities, and those persons who are generally invested in businesses as well, they have taken advantage of all of those trainings that we were offering. In 2021 as well, we had started offering some new trainings, which included good agricultural practices, and we found a lot of persons who were involved in farming, those persons involved in food manufacturing as well. They would have taken advantage of that course.
Yes. Kudos to your department for the fine work you're doing. In terms of 2022, tell us what plans you have for 2022 as it relates to training.
Well, we used 2021 as a springboard to set the pace for 2022, and of course, some great things are to be expected for this new year. As a matter of fact, there are a number of new trainings that we'll be putting out there for persons to take advantage of. Currently, I would just like to share with you some of the things that we're going to be embarking on earlier in the year, which would include the next set of trainings that we have happening. So the first training that's happening in January, that's coming down to late January, we're having that training on food safety and HACCP, which is hazard analysis critical control points. Currently that class is filled. That is an entirely full class. We have persons from all sectors that are actually interested in that. They're not just persons that are interested in, that are doing work in food safety, but persons from other walks of life that actually want to start practicing food safety in their own homes and in their particular businesses. The next training that we have after food safety and HACCP would be a risk management training. That's an entirely new training that we're offering as of 2022. That's happening in early February. And then one of our popular trainings, it should be understanding the requirements of ISO 9001, which is the quality management system. So that one is almost filled. We have a lot more persons that are signing up, and we're urging persons that want to sign up to do so as soon as possible. However, even if the classes are filled, we don't turn anybody away. There's always room.
Yeah.
There's always room for persons to actually sign up for the courses. Following that, we have the course on internal auditing for ISO management systems, and that one is actually quite popular as well. So we're anticipating a lot of persons signing up. And right after that one, we have the IRCA lead auditor course, and this is actually quite a popular course among persons who are aiming to become lead auditors or quality management system auditors themselves. In terms of the new training, I mean, like, I'm not gonna get too much and then in depth with them, but I just wanted to mention that we've started doing training. We have a new line of corporate training courses, which would include things like meeting management, corporate writing, and then we are also introducing training courses on occupational health and safety. So these would be things such as implementing and documenting an occupational health and safety management system, and then understanding the requirements of ISO 45001, which is the occupational health and safety management system. Then in addition to that, there are different tools that we'll be training people on how to use, that is, such as risk assessments and so on.
Wow, the Business Development Department surely has a full plate of work in 2020.
We do, and we're actually planning to go to the, so you know, we're centralized. We have a lot of the work happening within Georgetown and around Georgetown, but we are actually planning to go to the other regions. So we're going to publicize the trainings there. So persons in Region 2, Region 6, Region 7, even Region 8 to an extent, we'll be publicizing some of our courses there. So persons are free to sign up, and once we have a good enough amount, we're going to come to your location to provide training for you.
Okay, Umesh. I'm afraid to ask you this, but do you have any other plans for the department in 2022?
Well, training is not the only thing that we offer, Lloyd.
Okay.
So in addition to training, we offer technical assistance, which is that we provide help to persons who are interested in implementing certain international management systems. Well, when I say international management systems, I mean those management systems that are based on ISO standards. So there's ISO 9001, which is a quality management system. That is quite a popular one. So those persons who are interested in actually implementing that standard, you know, that with the current oil and gas sector, it's already here more or less. I can't say that the oil and gas sector that's coming.
It's booming.
It's actually quite booming. So there are a lot of persons who are aiming to be certified to an international standard, and the first one they go for is quality. Well, for those persons who don't know, the GNBS, we actually offer technical assistance or offer help to you to develop your quality management system. We make it quite simple for you. So we work with you. We don't just give you the information and tell you, hey, go work with that. We work with you bit by bit, week by week. We offer you all the necessary trainings. We offer you all of the necessary documentation. Well, in terms of offering that documentation, we work with you to develop your documentation. And by the end of it all, I can tell you for a fact that you can move on to becoming certified. We don't do the certification ourselves. We just provide the assistance, and we usually provide recommendations as to who you may want to go to. We provide a list, not recommendations. Let me correct myself. It's not a recommendation. It's a list of certification bodies that you can do your own research, and you can choose which one is best suiting to you depending on your target markets. And we, as I said, we make it very easy for persons. ISO 9001 is not the only standard that we actually do offer technical assistance for. We offer technical assistance for ISO 14001 for those persons who are interested in an environmental management system. ISO 45001 for those persons who are interested in an occupational health and safety management system. Then we even offer technical assistance for those persons who are interested in the local standard, which is GYS 170. For the general requirements for the operations of a laboratory, we do offer technical assistance for that as well. There are quite a few more, but I don't think we have enough time to go through all of them. Lloyd, I could go on and talk all day long about this, but I know we don't have all the time in the world. But for those persons that are interested, those are some of the things that we do offer and that we will be offering during the course of 2022.
Thank you very much, Umesh. Umesh is the head of the Business Development Department, and they continue to do exceptionally well as they do their activities. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Shaliza, a technical officer within the Business Development Department here at the Guyana National Bureau of Standards. For the year 2022, I'm extremely excited to be helping you build capacity in areas such as environmental, laboratory, and quality management systems. At the GNBS, we'll be conducting trainings both virtually and face-to-face. For face-to-face trainings, we'll be adhering to all COVID guidelines. To find out more about the trainings that we'll be offering, you can view our training schedule at the GNBS website. Or additionally, you can contact us within the Business Development Department on telephone number 219-0065 or email us at bss@gnbsgy.org.
Special thanks to our business development team. Now let's turn our attention to measurements in trade. market vendors, shopkeepers, and other business persons who use scale, masses, and measures, it is that time of the year again when the GNBS has to stamp all weighing and measuring instruments used in trade. The GNBS commenced its first verification exercise for 2022 on January 11 countrywide to ensure that there is accuracy of measurement for both the user of devices and the consumer. Our mobile team spent 2 days at the Stafford Market. My name is Lloyd David. I'm the head of corporate communications, and with me is Anthony Cordes, who is an inspector in the Metrology Services Department. Mr. Cordes, tell us a bit, why is it necessary to have these scales verified, and how often do you verify these scales?
All right. Good morning, everybody. As Mr. Lloyd would have said before, this is the time that we would commence this verification of all weighing and measuring devices used to trade in the market. It is very important for you to verify these devices to ensure that the customer receives the accurate weight. And very often, as in terms of January to March is our stamping period for the first half, and July to September, that would cover the year. We want to ensure that the scales are being verified within this period to maintain accuracy. All right? Also, it's very advisable that the vendors, in terms of using the device, learn the metric system, because all these devices are metric.
We have commenced our stamping today. It will go on for a long period, all the way to March. And any vendor, shopkeeper, or user of devices has the opportunity to submit their scales at any one of our mobile stamping locations across the country. So far, our mobile stamping exercises have been completed in Georgetown, East Bank, and the east coast of Demerara. From now through to February, we'll be in Region 2 and 3 and in other areas of the country. Remember to stay tuned to our Facebook page, television, radio stations, or check the newspaper for the dates we'll be near you. Remember that if you have missed the mobile stamping team, be sure to take your instruments to our main office in Sophia or to the GNBS or Weights and Measures office close to you. Note that the GNBS has offices in Anna Regina, Vredenhoek, New Amsterdam, Corriverton, Bartica, Madja, and Lethem. January has truly been an exciting month at the GNBS as we take steps to hit the ground running with our various programs. I encourage all stakeholders who require our services to make contact with the GNBS so that we can respond quickly to your needs. I do encourage all of you to adhere to the COVID guidelines so that you can protect yourselves and others. That's all for now. Goodbye and see you next time.
We are the national standards body of Guyana. We ensure quality, consistency, and safety. We are a driving force for business growth and development through our training and consultancy program. We test the testers. We ensure companies maintain operations at the highest possible level, ensuring their devices are calibrated and their products are tested. Certification marks ensure confidence because of the accredited tests behind them. We provide audit and certification to laboratories and local products to national standards. We ensure accuracy. One standard. One test accepted everywhere. delivering solutions, working with consumer representatives, driving business growth and development, boosting Guyana's economy, improving quality. The Guyana National Bureau of Standards.